A warm welcome to day 5 session of Cyber Forensics. So today we are going to see about incident and incident response topic in Unit 1. The objective of this session is to learn about incident response methodology and the procedure for preparation of that incident response, and then to learn the way of forensic duplication and investigation, to discuss about the forensic technologies and systems. So first is incident and incident response. So first let us know about what is incident. So what is incident? There is a difference between incident and accident. So incident means this is an event that occurs, due to that there will be some loss. For example, if it is an accident, due to this, and that accident is also called as an incident, it causes injury or loss of some damages to the properties. So that is called as incident. It is an event that could lead to loss of or disruption to an organization's operation, services or functions. So for that what we have to do means, from the incident we will have a lesson. So from that lesson we have to identify what are all the issues that leads to this incident. So we have to solve the incident by means of a term that is called as incident response. So it is an organized approach to addressing and managing the aftermath of a security breach or cyber attack. The goal of this incident response is to handle the situation in a way that handles the damage and reduces the recovery time and cost. The main aim is to reduce the damages that cost, as well as to reduce the recovery time as well as cost. So that is the main aim of this incident response. So incident response methodology, we are having seven components. The first component, pre-incident preparation. So before that incident occurs, pre-incident preparation should be there, and then detection of incident. We should detect the reason for incident to happen, and then initial response. What is the initial step that we are going to do if that incident occurs? And then formulate response strategy. So by means of lessons learned, we have to formulate the response strategy and then investigate the incident. So by means of investigation, we will do some data collection and data analysis, and that is reported in the form of report. So that document is used to formulate a response strategy for the next event. So the main aim is to give a solution and to recover it and to implement some security measures for the organization. So that is the main aim. So to handle the incident most effectively, there are 6 steps. The 7 are components for the incident response, and these are the steps that are used to handle an incident. The first step is preparation. What is it, preparation? So if it is a company, if it is an organization, all the employees should know or should be aware of the incident that may happen, and if that particular incident occurs, they should know what is the initial response that they have to do. So for that, the employees in the company should be given proper education, proper training. So that is the first phase, preparation. The organization educates user or IT staff of the importance of updated security measures and trains them to respond to a computer and the network security incidents, that too quickly and correctly. Next phase is identification. So once the incident is identified, what we have to do? The response team is there. That team is activated to decide whether the event is occurred due to security breach or any other problem. If it is a security breach, what we have to do means we have to contact the particular in charge, that is the CERT coordination center, whether any information on virus or worm is there. So that can be found by using detection, that is identification. Third phase is containment. I think you are all aware of the word containment due to this COVID situation. So containment is isolation of a particular area is called as containment. Here, isolation of a particular devices or properties or problem is called as containment. The team determines how far the problem has spread and contains the problem by disconnecting all affected systems and devices to prevent the further damage. If two systems gets affected by the virus, the systems should be disconnected from the internet or network, so that it can be avoided for further damage spread from other devices. Next phase is eradication. What is that eradication? So this team, what the team will do means they will discover the origin of incident, where the incident starts, and they have to identify the root cause of the problem and all the traces, all the malicious codes. So they have find everything, and they will remove it. So that is called as eradication, removal of cause of the problem. Next step is the recovery. In recovery, the data should be recovered. If any system gets affected, the data recovery is very, very important. So if your laptop or pen drive or anything else gets corrupted, so your data can be recovered by means of some softwares. So that is called as a recovery. Lessons learned. So lessons learned. So we can enable to know by means of experience, by means of lessons we have learned from the problems that we faced already, we can able to give solution for the future problem. In the same way, the team analyzes the incident and how it was handled, making a recommendation for better response for future and to prevent further. So these are the 6 steps to handle an incident. So yes, next topic is forensic duplication and investigation. So what is forensic duplication? Duplication is nothing. It is a process of copying the data. Copying a data. We can say it is creating a copy of the content of the data that we are storing it in any storage devices. That should be without alteration. That should be without alteration. If we are seizing any evidence, any hard disk or floppy disk or CD drive or any other database evidence, so what we have to do in the initial step is we have to make a copy of it. We have to make a copy of it. So that is called as forensic duplications and investigation. After that, we can able to do investigation in that data. So there are types of duplications available. Simple means just we will create a folder or a drive or anything and we will copy the entire data. So forensic duplication is there. What is it? Forensic duplication means we can show this as a proof in the court. So here bit by bit data is copied and it also includes the deleted file also to be copied. And then toolkit. So what is a toolkit that is used by the incident response team? So there are a lot of tools available. So if we want, we can specifically study these tools as a separate paper or for higher studies. So what are the tools available? First tool is SIEM. So what the tool will do means the tool will creates, gathers and aggregates log-based data. Log-based data. If you want log data, you can able to create. You use this tool. So if there is any malware or any issues, security related issues, it will send alert. And then intrusion detection system. So intrusion detection system, if any attacks is there in our system, so this can be found out by using this IDS. NetFlow analyzer. So what this NetFlow analyzer means, this is acting as a border gateway. This is acting as a border gateway. What it will do means it will check the network traffic. If any virus or any other alerts are there, it will indicate you the through signals. Vulnerability scanners. So vulnerability scanners, what it will do means, what is vulnerability? Vulnerability means issues in our applications, or else we can say attackers or misconfiguration. Configuration is changed, so that we can say it as vulnerability. So if it is vulnerable one, what it will do means it will access that vulnerability point and it will isolate it and it will find where the risk is available and it will give some solution for that vulnerability. Availability monitoring. So availability monitoring means it is just like app or server. We can say this is availability monitoring. Web proxies. So this is especially used for your net websites, especially websites and internet. We can say. So here HTTP connection is used. That is very very important for forensic and threat tracking. So for this, the tools are given here. Next is forensic technology and system. What is a technology? A technology is used for investigation and identification of facts surrounding a crime, sometimes using carbon related chemicals around the crime scene. So cyber forensics, that is computer forensic tools and techniques are there. So the tools, what it will do means it will give you the solution for the computer related evidence. So that can be provided in the court in the form of evidence. So that software tools can be used to identify backdated files as well as the data that is deleted by the criminals. So this is about the today's session. So let us have a connection game to assess the knowledge that we have gained today. So by using these diagram, you can able to say the incident response phases. I think there are 6 phases, 6 steps that is used to handle the incident response. So these are the steps. First one, for test, what we will do, we will prepare. So this is first phase is preparation. Second phase, it is searching something. Here it is finding someone. So this is identification, second phase. And third one, police and a red zone is there. So from the diagram itself, we can able to know containment area. So containment. Next, fourth phase, no poverty, smallpox is dead. So by means of vaccine, what we can able to say, we will eradicate the disease. So that is eradication. Fourth phase is eradication. Fifth one, what they are doing. By means of system, they are recovering the data in the hard disk. There a vehicle truck is used to recover the car. So recovery. Last one, success. From success, failure, we can able to identify the success. So from books, we can able to learn lessons. So lessons learned. So these are the 6 phases of incident response. Okay, thank you.